Enrique, can you please tell me what you do with Border Angels and how the Border Patrol treats you and how you work with people, just stuff in general that you want to let the public know?
Sure. Well, first of all, Border Angels was started back in 1986, so we've been around for 22 years. And the way that we started was a friend of mine from El Salvador said, Enrique, I know you go to Tijuana, you're like right across the border, bring water and food. How about bringing food and water to the migrants that live in San Diego? And I said, well, I live in an area that's a lot of migrants, working class neighborhood. And she says, no, where I live in Carlsbad. There's a lot of wealthy families, but there's migrants that live in the canyons. And I was saddened to hear this. So we started going to those canyons and bringing food and water to them. And we started doing this on a regular basis, and more people joined us. But everything changed once this wall was put up. Once this wall was put up, then suddenly we went from going to the canyons in the North County, where we still go, to going to the desert and putting water out there, because this wall has caused the death of more than 10,000 people. This is the wall of shame, the wall of death, Operation Gatekeeper. And it started right down there where the ocean is. That's where the wall started. And these metal sheets are made from the landing strips that were used in the jungles of Vietnam and also in Desert Storm 1. And what they used for the planes to land. And now they've shipped them back over here. And this wall has forced people to cross in real extreme areas, way over there. You can see the fence continues. But if you go down 10 more miles, then there's no fence. And if you go down 20 more miles, then it's real hostile, because you start getting into desert and mountains. And the people are forced to cross in those areas. So we went from going to the canyons to bring in food and water, to bring in water to our migrant brothers and sisters, like we did yesterday and the day before, out in the Imperial Valley. But we have another element besides the wall, besides these unjust laws. You have a racist organization called the Minutemen. They started in April of 2005, and when they started, they went out to Arizona. We went out to Arizona to protest their presence. And they have been virtually non-effective. They have promoted racism and hate, but they've also forced people to cross in more extreme areas. So because of the wall, because of the Minutemen, there has been more deaths than ever. People are crossing. It hasn't slowed down the crossing of people, but they're dying. They're dying crossing the border. We just talked to Elvira Arellano a moment ago. She was one of the persons that was forced out because of these racist laws. So Border Rangers, besides putting water, going to the canyons, works with people like Elvira, like Esther, like Micaela, like Paloma, people that have been deported, people that need our help. We're a human rights group. We are a faith-based group. When I say faith-based, our mission statement says, if I was hungry, did you give me to eat? If I was thirsty, did you give me to drink? I don't care what faith you are, as long as you love your fellow man and you treat your neighbor like your brother and sister, because we're all the same race, the human race. So we're very active in promoting human rights, bringing food and water literally to the migrants, coming and ministering with them like we did a few moments ago here, doing events, we do events here every once in a while. We do masses, posadas sin fronteras, those types of things. So we're very active in promoting that we all should be treating each other with dignity and respect. Also building bridges of communication and not triple fences of separation. And we're an all-volunteer group. There's over 1,000 of us. We survive from donations. We sell t-shirts, or people give us donations, so they bring water to help us out. And that's something that we're very grateful for. Most of the people that are with us are students, people that are in college. But there's people from all ethnicities that have joined us. People that come from all over the world. Like today we have a person that came from Europe to join us. Yesterday we had the person that came from Asia. The day before we had a person that came from England. And we have a lot of students that come with us and support us and join us. And we're going to continue to do these types of activities. So if you want more information on Border Angels, www.borderangels.org. And remember, the lives that we're saving are real people. Marco Antonio Villaseñor was a real person, a 5-year-old little boy that crossed for the only reason or for the one of two reasons that people cross: economic opportunity. He crossed with his dad, and he asked his dad for some water. And as he asked his dad for some water, his own father wouldn't give him water. So he asked the next man, and the next man, and the next man. He asked 18 men for water. They wouldn't give him water. A 5-year-old boy. Why? Because they were already dead. His father was dead, and the 17 other men were dead. And Marco Antonio also died. These are human beings that died because of this wall. And even though the Border Patrol tells you it's 5,000 deaths, we say it's closer to 10,000 deaths. Because Lucrecia Dominguez, when she crossed in the desert, she crossed and the smugglers said, don't bring your kids, they'll slow us down. But she brought her kids. And as she brought her kids, the two people that are crossing with her, all of a sudden the people, they said, we're going to leave you behind, you're slowing us down. And they left her behind with her 2 children. She literally died in the arms of Jesus, her son Jesus, a 15-year-old little boy, by himself with his sister Nora, and their mom dying in front of them. She died in the desert. So the 2 little children were wandering around. And thank God the Border Patrol found them. Thank God, because otherwise they would have died.
I've seen some websites where the Minutemen supposed to go around like taking the water that you put at the border.
I've got some gallon containers in my car right now that were sabotaged by the Minutemen with a knife, opened up, the water was spilled. So somebody that's literally dying of thirst, like Lucrecia was when she died, they get there, they think there's water there, and there's no water there because they can sabotage the station. This is inhumane, criminal activity. These are criminal elements. And it's important people know the truth about this Minutemen movement. It's very small, but it's very violent and very dangerous.
Thank you very much.
Gracias.
Thanks for all your work.